There we go. Well, what I wanted to do was talk to you about a question, because it's the question I get wherever I go. There's one question everybody asks me wherever I go, whether that's here or Singapore, Tokyo, Guangzhou, Los Angeles. One question everybody everywhere asks: what am I going to do when the robots take my job? Everybody's asking that question, right? And the reason for that, and the reason I call this presentation "Nothing Stays the Same," is because technology is affecting everybody, everywhere, but not everyone the same way. And I want to share a story with you, and I apologize if it's going to be troubling, but it's true. This is a true story. This happened to me, and it has really shaped my perception of how things actually happen, and it's troubling. We moved to the USA in 2013. We didn't really know anything, so we said, okay, let's just go to all the big name stores that we've ever heard of. So we went to Costco, and we went to Marshall's, and we went to Walmart. So we got in the car and we drove off to a Walmart in the San Fernando Valley, and we were going down the cosmetics aisle, and our two kids were were actually inside the trolley. And we were worried about having parked our car because they looked to be rather different people than we were used to. And somebody came up to me. He was a middle-aged white man, and he had his son in tow. And he said to my daughters, who were sitting in the trolley, "Wouldn't you love to have a little brother?" And my girls said, "We hate boys. No." And he turns to me and he said, "Well, every man wants a son. Wouldn't you love to have a son? That every man thinks that he wants to be able to hand on his legacy. He'd love to have a son." And I was absolutely flummoxed, and I'm not someone who's often lost for words, but I was sort of silent. And he said, "Well, look, things for our family haven't been going very well, and all you would have to do is promise me that you'd look after him, you'd pay for his education, and you can have our son." Now, I honestly, my first reaction was, this is a scam, right? But realistically, this man was, in fact, he went on for another 5 minutes trying to convince me to take his son under my wing. Now, this is in one of the most progressive cities in the world, one of the wealthiest in the world, and people are in such dire straits that they are giving up their children. Now, this is a massive problem. This isn't something that we talk about. This isn't really something that frames the way that people talk about markets, but it's a social problem. When we think about what is it that's happening out there in the world, there are massive imbalances.